Hi everyone, and thanks for joining. Today I'm going to be making some bubble bars, and this recipe is actually a recipe that I found on Wholesale Supplies Plus website, so most of the ingredients will be coming from there. And I think it's called something like the lemon bubble cakes if you want to look it up. First we're just going to add like baking soda to make the bars really hard and combine well, and then once we have that, we're going to add the SLSA, which is just something that you typically put in like bath bombs and stuff. This is the first time I'm using this product. It does help with foaming in the bath bombs and products. I tried to strain it through a strainer, but that really didn't work for this, so I ended up just having to dump it. And you will need a mask when you are using this, so we just kind of gather all the dry ingredients together and then mix them up. The next thing I added was the Bubble Up, and this is just for added foam and bubbles in the recipe, so your bubble bars will be super bubbly. It's not necessary, but their recipe calls for it, so I went ahead and used it. Then you want to use a little bit of glycerin, and you can use any brand. It doesn't have to be Wholesale Supplies, but I was just ordering from there, so I went ahead and got it. It says to use 3 to 6 tablespoons. I think I started out the mixture with 3, and then as I went on, I added 1 more just because the consistency of the bubble bars I didn't feel were soft enough. The next thing we add is the bubble cake hardener, which I looked up on their website. Is very similar to cream of tartar, so you could probably substitute that out if you don't have that ingredient. The next ingredient is Bubble Wash Fertilizer. It contains coconut oil, but it can be incorporated in many bath and body products such as shower gels or other sort of cleaning products. It's just going to give you extra bubble as well. Now, according to the directions, it said to add the fragrance oil in directly to the dry ingredients, and I'm going to use Blood Orange from Candle Science. It is an amazing fragrance. It smells like oranges, obviously, but it's a little bit more like a warm orange smell. I don't know how to explain it. And it just left my whole house in the kitchen smelling delicious when I was making these. And then you just want to mix in the wet ingredients sort of slowly and use like a whisk or something to make sure that you get all the clumps out and it's fully incorporated. Once I got all of the mixture dumped into the bowl, I did just go ahead and start using my hands to kind of mix up the ingredients fully. I just wanted to take a moment and show you the cookie cutters that we're going to be using to actually cut the bubble bars to the correct size and shape, and I ordered these off of eBay. I did see them a couple years ago and I really fell in love with them. I just never purchased them, because I couldn't think of a recipe to use them for. I really wanted to make soap with them, but I figured it would be a little bit challenging. So I wanted to try bubble cakes, but I've never really used them before. I didn't have a bath in my old home, so there was really no purpose for me to purchase them. And now that I have a home with a bath, I'm going to try them out, and hopefully it'll be something that I make more often for myself. I went ahead and split this up into 3 sections, and then for the first section I'm going to color it with the stained glass colorant from Wholesale Supplies Plus. I ordered this a while back and I just kind of wanted to see how it worked. The original directions said to use about 2 to 8 drops for the entire batch of bubble bars. I used way more than that to get this even light pastel color. I probably used close to 20 drops. It doesn't stain the water or anything, so you can really use as much as you need to. With the cookie cutters, I cut several times and tried to figure out how to get them to cut properly. And you can either take like cornstarch, and in this case I took baking soda. I kind of just rubbed it all around the mold, and then I kind of tapped it a little bit lightly to get it to come out, and then again dipped it in the baking soda and then pushed down. And then later when it dried, I just kind of brushed off any excess that I had. I also wanted to try out my colors that I have specifically for bath bombs and such that I purchased off Amazon. They're very similar to the stained glass. They're just like liquid that you can disperse into like melt and pour soaps or any other kind of crafts. And they are really comparable, and they are a fraction of the price. And after I kind of compared the two fully, I would definitely recommend just ordering them off Amazon because they're cheaper and they do the same thing. There wasn't really much difference that I noticed. The orange did turn some of the water a little bit orange, but I didn't see that with the stained glass color. Neither of them discolored the tub or anything else that I used with them. So they would be good to use on either any projects for bath and body. So for the recipe that I'm using today, I was able to get 8 bubble cakes out of the recipe, and I think you could actually probably get a little bit more, but since I divided the recipe up, it was kind of hard because I had 8 cakes plus a little extra. And the last bubble bar that I made, I ended up just combining all the colors and kind of mixing them up and doing like a little tie-dye effect. I don't think it worked really well because it just made it too busy for this mold. The next thing I'm doing is I'm going to paint them. I just use a little tiny spoonful of mica. Some of it is glitter, like this first color is glitter on there, and the glitter didn't work as well, and I mixed the mica with just a tiny bit of rubbing alcohol, and the rubbing alcohol kind of evaporates pretty quickly, so you kind of want to just stick to like 1 or 2 colors at a time so that you're not like putting the rubbing alcohol in there and then it's all drying in your little dish that you're using to mix the colors with. I just wanted to show like a couple different designs that I did. I again found the micas worked much better, and if you can find something that was high contrast with the color of the color bubble, it came out and made the colors actually pop a little bit better. And in case you've never used a bubble bar before, I just wanted to do a demo of how bubbly these are. Now keep in mind that this is just a little piece of the bubble bar, and it also didn't even sit the full 24 to 36 hours that you're supposed to let the bubble bar sit to dry out. And these are the final product of my bubble bars. I just wanted to show a close-up shot so you guys can see how the painting came out. I am pretty impressed. My favorite one is the black one, and my husband said he liked the orange one with the glitter. Go ahead and leave a comment down below and let me know if you've ever painted bubble bars or which bubble bar is even your favorite bubble bar out of these. Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe because it does help my channel.